Draymond Green drops truth bomb after Angel Reese and Sky's meltdown in Caitlin Clark's absence. Play a very bad brand of basketball. Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green didn't hold back in his assessment of Angel Reese's Chicago Sky following their crushing 79-52 defeat to the Indiana Fever on Saturday. Playing on their home court, the Sky collapsed in front of their fans, despite Caitlin Clark watching from the sidelines due to injury. Chicago struggled to find rhythm early and had no answers as the Fever surged to a 13-point halftime lead. The real unraveling came in the third quarter, where Reese and her teammates suffered a total breakdown, getting outscored 27-11 in a lopsided period. Reacting to the Sky's lackluster effort, Draymond Green delivered a blunt verdict. The Warriors forward openly questioned Chicago's playing style, suggesting it's a blueprint destined to fail. The Sky play a very bad brand of basketball, Green said on Threads. The Sky have endured a rough start to their season, marking a sharp decline from last year's performance. In the entire 40-game campaign last season, the Sky suffered only 2 defeats by margins of 25 points or more. This year, however, they've already surpassed that mark, registering 3 such lopsided losses in just their first 7 games. 2 of the Chicago Sky's 3 losses by 25 points or more this season have come at the hands of the Fever. The Sky endured a 35-point blowout on May 17th, followed by a 27-point thrashing in their most recent matchup against their conference rivals. WNBA fans react to Chicago Sky's loss versus Indiana Fever. Social media erupted after the Chicago Sky suffered their second straight loss to the Indiana Fever, this time without Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham on the court. Fans blasted Angel Reese and the Sky for their poor showing and ongoing inability to find answers on either end of the floor. Meanwhile, Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy didn't hold back in his criticism of the Chicago following their humiliating loss to the Fever. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, Portnoy delivered a harsh verdict, writing, "Holy shit. The Chicago Sky stink," in a brutally honest assessment of the team's performance. Embarrassment hits Angel Reese against Caitlin Clark as Chicago Sky HC defends number 5. When the Chicago Sky had dropped their first 3 games of the season, Angel Reese took advantage of the game against Mercury to establish hope. Concerns were there about her reduced shooting. However, she took everyone's mind off that by surpassing Tina Charles. With the double-double she posted, Reese became the fastest player in WNBA history to accumulate 500 points and 500 rebounds. It took her only 38 games as compared to Charles's 44. So, everyone thought she was just warming up and would soon unlock her advanced numbers. But now, after 7 games, everyone's patience is wearing thin. When the Chicago Sky had dropped their first 3 games of the season, Angel Reese took advantage of the game against Mercury to establish hope. Concerns were there about her reduced shooting. However, she took everyone's mind off that by surpassing Tina Charles. With a double-double, she posted, Reese became the fastest player in WNBA history to accumulate 500 points and 500 rebounds. It took her only 38 games as compared to Charles's 44. So, everyone thought she was just warming up and would soon unlock her advanced numbers. But now, after 7 games, everyone's patience is wearing thin. Angel Reese might already be the queen of rebounds. Be it offense or defense, she leads the entire WNBA, not just rookies, with a 13.1 RPG in 2025 so far. Fair to say that she gives her team more second-chance opportunities than anyone else. However, here's the catch. She now has more rebounds and points in her WNBA career. Clearly, many of those second chances are needed because she misses quite a few of the first ones. Indeed, she is not a bad scorer, but she's far from reliable just yet. Her field goal percentage hovers in the low 30s. That's noticeably less than other elite post players. And her shooting range is still a work in progress. She rarely steps out for threes, and her mid-range game hasn't fully developed. This shortcoming gained even more spotlight after the Sky's recent loss to the Fever, where Reese just scored 4 points for the squad. And following that, another record caught the public eye. Caitlin Clark is averaging more APG than Angel Reese is averaging PPG this season. Clark has 9.3 assists per game, whereas Angel Reese has been averaging just 9.1 points per game. More than shocking, it is downright embarrassing for a player who showed so much potential during the first 38 games of their professional career. However, Coach Tyler Marsh still sees the potential he first saw in Reese in his introductory statements. He called Reese, alongside Camila Cardoso, one of the team's cornerstones. And he is sticking to those words. In the post-game interview,
does to our team in this organization. So, right now we're giving her a lot of energy, praying for her, and whatever is in store in the future for this team, I trust that we will find a way to make this moment mean something in the end. So, obviously we're all very concerned and our hearts go out to Sloot right now, but hopefully as a team we can use this to, change the path.
Rebecca, do you feel, as one of the vets on the team, do you feel like you have more of a responsibility now?
I think we've all got a responsibility, yes, having some years in the league, puts a different kind of maybe leadership. I'm probably more of like an encourager from my leadership perspective. But at the same time, it's a moment where everyone needs to step up, especially with someone like Sloot going out. That's where we want every individual to step up and do more and give more. And I felt today we didn't do that for her. We didn't do that for each other. So there's an element of disappointment.
Like, what did you see in terms of the offense? It felt like there was just a stagnation after kind of even at the start before the injury. What did you see there? Yeah,
I just felt that they out-toughed us. They played a tougher style that we were put on the back of our heels to an extent, and we didn't do it back. We didn't punch back. I think that's something that we want to never feel again. Yes, we've got to feel it. We've all got disappointment, every one of us. But they just out-toughed us on the court today, and we didn't make that change individually, collectively.
Is this team still struggling to find its identity, and do you think that's contributing to some?
I mean, it's a tough question to ask that when our leading point guard goes down so early in the game. I feel like we've been really finding our identity. I think, playing Dallas, getting those 2 wins were great. And we're trying to find our flow. And then when one of your key pieces goes down so early in a game, it's hard to adjust and regroup on the go. So not to shut that question down immediately, it's just a tough one to answer when your leading point guard, your veteran point guard goes down. A lot as well, and trying to read that, even with maybe the threes not dropping. I don't know how many really open ones we had.
More players.
Haley, there was a lot of attacking the ring for you, especially in that second half, knowing that you're going to have to step up a little bit more depending on how long the lead is going. How important do you think it's going to be to make sure that you keep attacking the hoop and getting opportunities at the line?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge piece of my role on the team, not just to get to the line or to shoot, but when I can get downhill and get in the paint, I can create for my teammates. So just watching film and learning as much as I can to get better at getting to the paint efficiently, and more aggressively, and helping the team out better in that aspect. But I think that's a huge part of my role moving forward.
Last couple ones. Awesome. Thanks, players.
Thank you.
Floor is open, Coach. Please raise your hand if you have questions. Sorry, Julia Poe, front row. Then go, Jason.
Tyler, just starting with what updates have you heard about?
Still assessing that. Don't have a clear understanding of what the entirety of it is, but should have some more information soon.
Go to Jason.
Tyler, is your initial concern about an ACL?
Still assessing. I'm not sure. So we'll have more information soon.
Maggie, front row on your left.
How has your job changed now that you're not going to have something like a veteran point guard like Salute?
Yeah, well, I don't want to put those assumptions on her yet without knowing the full details, but I think that we all got to step up and be better, and it starts with me. And so, I don't absolve myself from that responsibility. I got to be better for our players, and for the time being, it's we got to focus all of our energy on New York and being in the best possible position to go and try to win that one. So it's about learning from these types of games and not letting it again define us moving forward. This is a little setback today, but we got to continue to push forward.
We'll go Carly, then Blake.
Just what you finally were able to see, expanded minutes out of Haley today. Obviously she's coming into a position that she hasn't been in and played a lot, throughout the season. But what were your initial thoughts of what she gave today as a
Yeah, I thought she was solid. Still got to watch the tape. There's obviously some areas of improvement that we can work on, but I thought that she was put in a tough position to have to not just steer the ship, but she had to provide some extremely valuable minutes in a tough situation. So I thought she handled it as well as she could. I think that we'll continue to, watch film, and she'll be able to learn from her experiences and things of that nature, and we'll put her in, better positions to be effective. But I thought she handled the pressure well for the most part, and we just got to do a better job all around of handling it as a team.
We'll go Blake, right side of the room.
Hey, Coach. WR, man. Obviously, a tough shooting night. What did you see from the FIBA on defense that made it so difficult to score on your guys?
Yeah, their guards made it extremely tough for our guards to facilitate, to move freely. They made it tough for us to get it into the post freely as well. So they just made it difficult for us tonight. The pressure really took us out of our offense and the freedom that we want to move with. And so that was kind of the crux of everything.
Go Ben, left.
How does tonight just compare with how you feel right now to after opening night against India?
I think more of the concern tonight is our hearts are with Slu. I think that when she went down, it kind of took the energy out the building a little bit on our side, and it was tough for us to regroup from that. We're not using that as an excuse, but it's how we felt. It's how our team felt, and so trying to bounce back from that was tough, especially from a highly energetic and physical Indiana team that was motivated to come in here and get a win. And so, again, we just got to continue to push forward, and I know Slu would want us to do that as well. So
we'll go back to Jason and Julia.
Tyler, you're trying to implement a new system. You've got a new roster that's just been put together. What has Courtney meant to you trying to get that going, and how do you move forward without such an essential?
Yeah, I mean, she's our engine, and so she's she's our captain and our leader out there. So obviously it's a huge blow. But hopefully, it's not as serious as we may think, and so we're hoping that she is able to bounce back. But for the time being, we all got to pick her up. We all got to lift her up. We all got to lift each other up. And like Beck mentioned, we got to all do a little bit more and pitch in wherever we can. So, no one's feeling sorry for us in the situation that we're in. We got to battle back and stick together and fight through.
Back to Julia.
Beck talked about just feeling like there wasn't that element of toughness, specifically on the defensive side of the court. Where do you feel like that fell apart? Because obviously the court is so important to the offense, but defensively maybe is not as central of a piece. What do you feel like this piece not clicking there?
Yeah, I think it's more so just the you lose a little bit of energy at times when you go through something like that, but then also shots aren't falling, and so that kind of takes a little bit out of you as well. And we talk all the time about not letting one side of the floor affect the other. And so I think today it did a little bit. And most of the times that your offense is affected by your defense. I think tonight it was the reverse. And so, but again, it's not anything that our players didn't recognize or don't understand. It's something that we got to continue to battle back and fight through and stick together through it. So
we'll go to Zachary, back of the room.
Hey, Coach. Angel, the 12 rebounds, which can score 2 baskets. When you look back at this game, what would be your message to her in terms of being able to take advantage of more opportunities to score?
No, I think we struggled as a team. I don't think Angel struggled tonight. I think we struggled as a team, and so we got to be. It's not Angel being better for us; it's us being better for Angel and everyone else around. And so, it made it tough for anybody to get a rhythm tonight. And so one thing you don't have to question with Angel is her effort and her energy. And so tonight, I thought she gave us what she could, and she was effective on the glass and gave what she could defensively as well. And so we got to be better across the board, and that's kind of the bottom line.
Last few, go Hope, second row on your left.
Coach, what does the lack of Sweet as a facilitator tonight reveal about the work the rest of the team needs to be doing with regard to opening plays and assists?
I think it was less about her facilitation and more about her organization. I think that's really where it kind of stemmed from. It looked at times that we were unable to kind of just get into a consistent rhythm. It's one thing if we're just making and missing shots. Tonight we couldn't get the looks that we wanted to generate, and so I think that's kind of where it is, more so the organization side of it.
We'll go to Andrew on your left, and then Brendan.
Tyler, just how did it feel, once the game started, just being in this arena and in this environment in Chicago?
Yeah, it felt great. I think once the game starts, all the noise kind of drowns out on my end, no matter where we are. But I think just in general, the atmosphere was great. The fans got to see an important game for history. I think for us, we had two different sides of this, two different perspectives seeing it. I think that we're grateful for being a part of this experience. At the same time, we're not satisfied with the outcome. And so, we appreciate the moment, but we're looking forward to getting back after it and kind of redeeming what we had tonight.
Last couple, we'll go Brendan, back row on your left.
Coach, a couple days ago, you said that you thought one of the reasons for the turnovers that Blake's team started here was getting comfortable in the offense. And then 19-9, obviously, with Courtney potentially out for a while, how do you think you need to make sure that the rest of the players who are going to step up, like Haley, can stay comfortable in maybe some more expanded roles?
Yeah, I think that I think tonight again it was a credit to Indiana's ability to take us out of that rhythm, and for us, I think we just got to be persistent and consistent on playing the style of basketball that we want to play, and so we can't have that waver from game to game. We got to generate some consistency there, and I think we will. But we've seen the blueprint of what it looks like when it's clicking. We just have to do it on a consistent basis. So
We'll close out with Ben on your left.
Have you talked to Sweet post-game?
I have not, not yet.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thanks.